Hello and welcome to Bone Cone with Cardboard Time.
Bone Cone. Doot, 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 doot. That's a Bone Cone
Jingle?
song. Yeah, that's for you. For listening to the bonus content, you get the jingle for free.
We are currently driving from Port Angeles, Washington to Seattle.
Through Tacoma.
Tacoma.
So we're actually going to SeaTac, which I think is a city or something, where the...
We're going to the airport, guys.
Yeah, where the Seattle-Tacoma airport resides, where SeaTac is.
And during this drive, we have already talked about our time at OrcaCon.
I got in the wrong lane.
What do you mean?
We don't want to turn right, we want to turn left.
Well, if what we've learned about Washington persists, we're going to go and we're not going to be able to turn around for 97 miles.
Yep, that's fine.
So, we already talked about OrcaCon. You should go listen to that. But now we're going to, talk about what we did after OrcaCon from that Sunday until, right now.
Yep.
So, after OrcaCon, Sunday, after we said goodbye to all of our friends, we went to downtown Seattle, over by Pike's Place and all that fun stuff. Checked into our hotel, which I wasn't a big fan of that hotel. We ended up having to move rooms, but we got some food. Oh my god. Sorry, we might die before we get anywhere. Why don't we pause for a second and let Arwen turn around?
Yeah.
So she can comment on downtown Seattle.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so glad.
We've been looking for a gas station forever, and we just accidentally happened upon one. How do people in Washington pee? Because I have had to pee the entire OrcaCon, travel vlog, audio, blogging, podcast. We haven't been able to find a place for me to pee.
And now it wants us to turn.
Oh my god.
No, we're going back the original way that we came.
Okay, let's start.
It's fine.
Okay.
It's good. We're good.
All
we're
right.
Great. We're great. It's spicy. It's fantastic. I love it. Yeah. So, no, downtown Seattle, like Allie said, I wasn't the hugest fan of the hotel that we were at. It was nice looking. It had a little kind of fire pit in the front, so that's what I'll say about the hotel itself. But the accommodations weren't... It was clean, but the AC didn't work.
If you have ever stayed in a hotel with us, individually or together, you'll know the second we walk into a room, we turn the AC as low as humanly possible. It was, 73 degrees in the hotel room, and that might as well be a sauna.
Yeah. We don't deal with that very well. I will say, we tried to make it go down. We tried to make it work. We spent one night in there, and that was it. And after that, it was no, we need to change rooms.
And for some reason, the front desk seemed to think that we wanted a warmer room. So we got the thermostat all set for you. We made sure it worked. It was 80 in there, and it's oh my god. But it did work. It just took a while to go from 80 to 60. But
One other thing that I want to comment on was we were hangry. So we took the light rail from the SeaTac airport to downtown, which is a 35 or 40 minute ride. But the problem is you have to get out of the train station, which we had no idea which way we needed to exit. We found our exit and we thought that we figured that out, and then we found out that there was no elevator to the top. There was a little elevator to the top of an escalator flight, which then wound up not having another elevator to go all the way to the top, which was just bizarre. So if you're gonna have an elevator that goes, hopefully I'm recording.
Yeah, we're recording.
Okay, we're leaving that in there.
As I fumble around to get the...
Yeah, to get that taken care of.
Oops, sorry. Just ignore me, guys.
Yeah, so anyways, you're here for our incoherent rambling.
Bone Cone.
So, yeah, basically, if you're going to have an elevator for accessibility issues, make it go all the way to the top. Don't let it just stop in the middle of a section of escalator. And not only that, but like, make sure that the elevator doesn't smell like pee. That elevator smelled horribly of pee.
It was worse than the elevator in Atlanta.
In Atlanta. I was just thinking that. Like, I was so upset by that.
And while we are fortunately able-bodied and able to take the stairs, we both had 50-pound suitcases plus our backpacks and things, so...
Plus hanger.
Plus we were hangry.
And the other thing was that I was waiting behind a guy from Brazil, and he could not get his credit card to work. So that became an issue. And the other thing that happened was the guy that was at the desk kept saying, well, I'll get to you. And it's like, okay, that's great. All I want to do is drop off my bags and go to eat. And yeah. Basically, another guy came in and took care of a bunch of flight personnel and didn't even acknowledge me. And I was just like, could I just check into this hotel and please, for the love of God, just go get something to eat? And fortunately, I did eventually, get checked in, and it was fine. But also, I was angry, I was upset. Make sure that you're nice to the hotel staff. Like, they're having a hard time too, and they're having a rough day. So just try to be as nice as possible.
Yes. While we were upset that our room was hot and they let people cut us in line, we still weren't mean to them.
Yep.
That being said, I think this is gearing up to be a long bone cone. I think we had a talk right before this that said, we're not going to cover everything.
Okay.
We're just going to cover the highlights.
Yep.
Arwen's not capable. And that's why we love her. That's why we listen to these unhinged live recordings. But what could be a highlight of the entire trip, Din Tai Fung.
Oh my God, yeah. So that is highlight material. And thank you to Beth Sobel for the recommendation. It's one place that I definitely wanted to go to that I had heard about. I had heard really good things about. And then Beth was like, hey, you really want to go to this place? And I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds good. Let's do it. Let's go to this place. Magnificent.
So, Din Tai Fung is a chain. I believe there's some in California, and some of our LA friends were familiar with it.
Yep.
They are known for their xiaolong bao, like a soup dumpling. That's probably what you've heard. We got pork xiaolong bao, sticky rice with pork and mushroom, chicken spicy wonton, string beans with extra garlic, shaved snow with mango, chocolate and mochi xiaolong bao with a sea salt cream. Every single one of those was the most delicious thing ever. I don't even know where to start. Actually, the chicken spicy wonton was a little bit too spicy for me.
No, it's perfect.
I let Arwen eat that. But every single thing we ate, we're like, oh, this is my favorite. The next one, oh, this is my favorite. The desserts. I had suggested we even come back just to get dessert again. Because, oh, God, I highly recommend. I don't have words. It was delicious.
Yeah, I just want to reiterate, like, it was not because we were just hangry. The food was just that good that we fell in love with this place, and the desserts are incredible. Like the dessert, like chocolate mochi dumpling that we had, it was like a soup dumpling, but it's chocolate. And you just, it's so like many layers with the salted cream, because you get that saltiness up front, and then you get this explosion of chocolate, and then you get that mochi kind of chew on the back end. It just incredible. I 1000% recommend going at the very least for dessert, but everything was fantastic, from top to bottom. No complaints. friends.
Okay. The rest of my notes mostly involve food for downtown Seattle, but we did go to Pike Place, roamed around for a bit. That was a lot of fun. I'm going to rattle off some places we went. It was like brief, you know.
Yep.
Does that say Sharts?
Sharts?
Does that restaurant name say Sharts?
Maybe.
God, I can't believe you didn't see that. Sorry. That was not in my notes. That was on the side of the road. Okay.
Sharts in Bethel.
Sharts in Bethel.
I
Okay.
sharted in Bethel.
Ivars.
Very disappointing.
Mid. Biscuit bitch.
Fantastic as always. Wonderful breakfast. Great way to start the day.
Delicious. Grits were not good, but
I disagree.
I don't like grits. Arwen said the grits were great.
If you're a grit person, they're really good.
Now, a place I really wanted to go, Piroshki. 27 stars. Love it, love it. Always wanted to go. Living out my Yuri Plisetsky life. If you know, you know. What'd you think of Piroshki?
I could take or leave the potato one, but the rest of them that we had, and we had quite a few, the bacon, egg, and cheese one I'm still thinking about. The almond vanilla one I'm still thinking about. Yeah, definitely would return there.
She's referring to the potato and cheese, which she still gave four stars in her notes.
Yeah.
So, let's see. We got our wedding photos back while we were downtown. So, we decided to not really take a little detour because, you know, Arwen always needs coffee. But we stopped in Storyville Coffee, got our tablet, sat down, and went through our wedding photos and cried because we missed our dog. And our dog, if you didn't know, was in our wedding. And he's just beautiful. I mean, we looked beautiful. All of our friends are beautiful. I can't wait for you to see. Listen, Ray looks so good in this picture.
Served.
Our friends are all very cunty.
God, so much. It was fantastic. For a dog that doesn't like having his photo taken when his moms do it, this dog was a freaking ham for the camera.
Yes. And we've both said that we kind of disassociated through the day, so we were really looking forward to photos to kind of see what was going on, you know, what we missed. We already saw some videos where we saw Charlie going on his own adventures through the wedding. Like, he ended up we got married at a hotel. He ended up in the kitchens, hanging out with them, and it looks like got kicked out, understandably so.
Yep.
But, you know, he's living his best life. We saw, you know, Olivia working her little butt off. Helped us both get ready. I don't know how she was in both rooms helping us get ready.
She just made it happen. It was incredible. Like, she did such an amazing job.
The wedding that was the night before was having a family breakfast kind of thing, and in the room in between mine and Arwen's getting ready rooms, and Charlie had found his way in there too because he's an asshole.
Yeah.
And Olivia apparently was underneath the table trying to lure him out, but they loved him, thankfully, because some people don't like nosy ass dogs.
Yep.
But we didn't know about that until after the fact. But there's such good pictures of Olivia and Charlie. Olivia walked Charlie down the aisle. So sweet. So we'll probably share some pictures when we get home. Looking forward to that. But Storyville Coffee was great. We both had a chai latte.
Yeah.
It was delicious.
Yep.
They gave Arwen a free coffee mug.
Yeah, if it's your first time visiting and you sign up for their mailing list, you get a free coffee mug. I'm hoping that it survives the trip. We'll see.
That's why I didn't also sign up for one. Just the less breakable things, probably the better.
Also, I'm glad that you didn't sign up for one because we are so close on our baggage weight going home.
Yeah, you will learn that we did a lot of shopping on this trip, and I think we held back.
Yeah, we did.
The suitcases were already like 50 pounds coming here, so.
Well, you have two women that are going for a trip for 10 days. Like, you have to prioritize clothing at some point over bag space for souvenirs. And the other thing that we had to do was prioritize, you know, the ability to not have to take an extra carry-on because we were going to be going from hotel to hotel to hotel. And that would have been incredibly annoying to have to manage like 4 bags each.
Yeah. Another place that I would like to talk a little bit more about was Elliot's Oyster House. Oh my god.
Yeah.
So neither Arwen or I had raw oysters before. So we asked our server to just do like a little sampler. She picked 2 of the beginner ones. Let's see. I wrote Taylor Kimamoto with it. So I think that was the one that I liked the most.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. I don't think Arwen was a fan, but was a trooper nonetheless.
They were fine. You know, will I be craving to get them in the future? No, but I wanted to try them to see if I like them, and I'm glad that I did, because now I have that experience.
Yeah, I think, I enjoyed it. I was mostly worried about the texture. It wasn't bad. I'm surprised Arwen even thought they were okay. Arwen doesn't like any kind of cold seafood, no like shrimp cocktail, anything like that. Well, let's see, what else did we get there?
Ribeye.
Ooh, we got the ribeye with crab leg clusters. Now, crab legs are delicious. Was that your first time having crab legs?
Yeah, and my own mother couldn't believe it either, because we had gone to a lot of buffets that had them, and I was more concerned about the beef that was on the buffet as opposed to, the crab legs. And I also didn't want to try crab legs because I knew that if I really liked them, that would be very, very expensive, and therefore it was just easier not to try them. Unfortunately, now that I've had them, I want them again.
Well, I will tell you that those crab legs won't taste the same as the crab legs in Ohio. I mean, you can get good crab legs in Ohio. They're not going to be like those.
Yeah.
Those were, so good. Best
Yeah.
crab legs I've ever had in my life. The whole place was on the pricier side, but it's, right on the pier, on the boardwalk. High-end food. But would definitely go again.
Really, really good service as well. As disappointed as I was in Ivar's, which I've heard like so many wonderful things about, I was equally more impressed with Elliot's. It was excellent. Really, really good.
I'm gonna run through some more places. In Pike's Place, Marin and Sailor, they had a little crusty white dog there named Daisy, which kind of helped because we miss Charlie so much.
Yeah, and they have such cute... They do like the donut cat art, if you're familiar with that, and have like a cute little shop front there. Lovely, lovely little place.
The Crumpet Shop, unexpected gem.
Yeah.
It was Marin and Sailor. They were like, it's their 50th, was it 50th anniversary?
Yeah.
So their crumpets were 50 cents. So we went there, we're like, yeah, let's get a 50-cent crumpets. I've never had a crumpet before. Damn, I love me some crumpets.
Yeah, I am a fan of crumpets, apparently. We got some with some great strawberry preserves, and, for what wound up being $1.25, and then, like a $1.25 tip on top of that. They were great. Loved them.
We went to Cobb's Popcorn. That was delicious. It was like a little, I don't know if that was really in Pike's Place somewhere over there, but the guy working the counter was great. Got really good popcorn. Popcorn's like my favorite food.
Yeah.
We also went to Ugly Baby, which was like a little art. I feel like it was like probably like an artist collective or something. A lot of different artists selling their goods. Lots of cute stuff there. We went to, what did you think of Popcorn Place and Ugly Baby?
Every time I go to Pike Place, I wind up finding something new in some like hidden, tucked away corner. Just go explore. If you're ever there, you can see all the touristy stuff, but also leave time to just wander and explore and try to find all the nooks and crannies that you can. Yeah, the popcorn was really good. Ugly Baby was fantastic. I wanted to buy so much there, but again, wanted to hold back.
Let's see, what else did we do? We went on the Ferris wheel. That was fun.
Mm-hmm.
That, right on the pier, overlooked the city and everything.
It's expensive for, going around a few times, but I thought that it was at least fair. You know, you got to go around quite a few times. I would not have done the VIP. Like, that seems like a waste.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the VIP experience got you, but it wasn't very crowded, so we had a little, what's it called, a gondola?
Yeah.
A gondola all to ourselves. So they have, a bar, so you can, I guess, get drunk on the Ferris wheel.
I had a Cutwater Mai Tai, and it was good, and it came with a souvenir cup. So.
Oh yeah, I got a souvenir cup too. I got just a sparkling cider. Let's see, what else we went to that little Curiosity. What was that place called? That weird little gift shop.
Oh, I'm trying to remember the name of it now.
It might come back to us.
Yeah.
Or not. We went to a weird little gift shop that was on the boardwalk. Basically just your normal tourist shop.
Tchotchkes, yeah.
Well, not in Pike's Place, but in Seattle. We went to Sub Pop Records.
Yeah, so I'm a big fan of grunge. Listened to a lot of it growing up, so being able to go to the Sub Pop store was neat. The staff there was great, very friendly. Gave us a couple suggestions for the rest of the trip. Did not find the record that I was looking for. I really wanted Super Unknown by Soundgarden, and unfortunately they didn't have it on vinyl. And I was a little disappointed, but I got a t-shirt and a little patch, and I figured, even if I don't get a record there, it's not the end of the world.
Arwen, I want you to think about your suitcase right now. How were you getting a record home?
I'm kind of glad that I didn't.
That would be your carry-on. Ooh, look at the mountain. Is that the same mountain? Is that Beth?
Which one?
Is that
no,
Beth?
that's Mount Rainier.
How do you know the difference in the mountains?
The direction that we're heading, and I'm pretty sure that I'm autistic, so that's I've been here enough that I kind of know the general direction of the mountains and that. So
there you have it, Mount Rainier. That is the end of my downtown Seattle notes. Arwen, do you have any other things that you can think of to add on?
Nope, just always love being downtown and hanging out and getting to see things and share things with you that you haven't experienced.
Like things I haven't experienced. Like the train.
Yeah.
So we took the Amtrak train to Portland. We got business class tickets, so I guess I don't have a comparison, but I thought it was really enjoyable.
Yeah, okay. We have a toll coming up, so...
That was what that ooh was.
I need to make sure that I can pay this.
They probably have cash.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, you should take credit card.
I didn't want to do pay by mail because if you are in a rental car and you do pay by mail, they add a little extra charge on for you. And it's a pain in the butt to get taken care of in a timely manner. And usually they add on fees for you. So I'm going to do this.
Is there no turnpike out here?
Yeah, there's toll lanes. I think like the 529 is a toll road. So there's a couple of toll roads. But...
I just normally, when I get a rental, there's an Easy Pass in it.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised that they didn't offer us one, to be honest.
I was gonna look at this, but my seatbelt's locked. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's fine.
I hate this rental. It's very small, and my seatbelt keeps getting messed up. So I'm just gonna fix it while we sit here.
Yeah, hopefully.
Oh my god, hold this for a second.
Hopefully you're gonna fix it. Allie is currently fixing her seatbelt. And yeah, there we go. All right, trains.
Okay. So we took the train. We had lofty goals of playing games on the train. We didn't. I probably took a nap. I looked out the window a lot.
I think that's one of the reasons why we didn't get games played is you wanted to take a nap. I wanted to look at the scenery, and the seats were kind of full, and it's for the dining car, so if you're not actively dining and the seats are full, then you have to give diners priority while they're actively eating. I'm gonna go pay this toll.
Arwen's paying a toll.
Hello.
This is Toll Road ASMR.
Thank you. Have a good one.
I was whispering to the audience.
Why?
I don't know.
Just so you didn't disturb my toll paying experience?
Fair point.
Okay.
So we took the train. Fellow passengers were the most annoying. Like, no, you don't have to be completely silent, but God, the loudest, most asinine conversations. I hate small talk. How do you meet a stranger and have so much to talk about over, like, they didn't stop. How long was the train? 4 hours?
Yeah, it was like 4 hours by the time that we got done with everything.
So 4 hours straight of just talking. And then I put my earplugs in, could still hear them. My headphones are bone conduction headphones, so they really didn't help, so I just turned them on as loud as I could to, hopefully cover up some noise. No. So that was annoying. But it was a good experience overall.
Yeah, I'm interested to hear what you think now that you've been on a train. Because for me, it just makes me sad that we don't have more options to have, reliable train travel back out in Cleveland. Because when we have to get a train, it's either 2 o'clock or 4 o'clock in the morning.
And we don't have, an actual train station, so you can't, check a bag or anything, right?
I don't know about that. They might just throw the bag in the back for you when you hop on the train. I don't know what the procedure for that is, but there's no, dedicated, hey, here's your bag and here's where you go and all of that. We literally just have a little platform and that's it. That's all that we have in Cleveland, and it sucks.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that, because they weighed our suitcases and everything, so I don't know. And if there's no spot to weigh your suitcases, does that mean they won't weigh our dogs so Charlie could go on the train too?
I don't know. We have to look into that.
Charlie is ever so slightly over the weight capacity for dogs allowed on trains.
Yeah.
Anyways.
One more thing that I want to get on my soapbox about train travel and that. We were able to just go and we got our suitcases checked in and literally walked on the train half an hour before the train left. Now we got there early because, I get a little bit cautious about making sure that we're there early, but if you just want to go ride the train and you don't have luggage to check, you can show up 20 minutes ahead of time and be fine. There's no TSA that you have to worry about. It's super easy boarding process. Yeah, it just makes way more sense than air travel. I wish we had more of it.
I'd be interested to see what is involved to get us to PAX unplugged via train.
Yeah.
We'll have to look into that. So we got there, we checked into our hotel. Actually, we didn't check into the hotel. We dropped off our luggage, and then we were, once again, hungry. So right around the corner was a nice little food truck park. Let me tell you, I had nothing specific I wanted to do in Portland, except go to Tokyo Sando. I looked up Tokyo Sando very early on. I said, perfect. This is where they are. They were temporarily closed because they were in Japan, which everyone needs a vacation, but I was very upset, and that was the one food I wanted to try in Portland.
Yep.
But they were in this food truck park. That's how I knew they were closed. But we got lots of other good food. Specifically, there was a Colombian food stand. I really liked that one.
Yep, that was my favorite by far. I thought that was good. Also, the gyoza that you had was really good, as well as the lamb on a stick.
Those were all very good. And we still had some time to kill, so of course we went to Pal's bookstore. And I was like, I'm not going to buy books on this trip. That weighs a lot. Whew. Spent a lot at Pal's.
You could have wound up spending more, I think, but you tried to restrain yourself as much as possible.
I did. I was going to buy a shirt. I didn't buy a shirt or a tote or anything.
Yeah. I bought a Shelfie Stacker, which of course is a very heavy game, because why wouldn't I buy a game that weighs a lot? But it was on sale, so I figured with it being on sale, I might as well pick that up. And yeah, that was my purchase, along with some pens, really good pens.
Oh, I did buy like some notebooks and stuff like that. I was starting a travel journal. It's better keep track of what we do on these trips. So at that point, we checked into our hotel, changed clothes, and went out to dinner, which is a place Arwen has been talking about nonstop. That was Screen Door.
Delicious, as I remember. It was wonderful. I got the fried chicken and mashed potatoes with red-eye gravy, and all of it was absolutely wonderful.
Oh, red eye. And it has coffee in it.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, that makes so much sense.
Yep.
Something, I guess I didn't know that it was red eye. Something made me think it was like ham.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Well, because I think it's made with like ham drippings and stuff like that, if I'm not mistaken.
Gotcha. But yeah, I got chicken and waffles. Their fried chicken is amazing. I mean, the waffle was good too. I think it was like a sweet
potato waffle, yeah. Also, I got a side of mac and cheese that absolutely slapped. It was so incredibly good. Can't believe I almost forgot about that.
And then the following day, Arwen wasn't going to tell me where we were going. And we got in an Uber and went to Grand Gesture Romantic Bookstore, which is a black woman-owned bookstore that sells romance books, which is great. Also spent a lot of money there on books, like I, said I wasn't going to do at Pals. But, you gotta support small businesses.
Yeah, support small women-owned businesses.
And they had Heated Rivalry in stock, and we got Arwen on the Heated Rivalry train.
Yeah.
I think that should be bonus content. You should have a Arwen's book club.
Review Arwen's books. We're passing the Tacoma Dome right now.
What is that?
It's like a little arena kind of thing where they have events. I think AEW ran an event there, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I wasn't able to get my hands on Game Changer. I wanted to start from the beginning, but yeah, I'm on the Heated Rivalry train, and we'll probably be reading that once I get home.
After that, we went to the Great North Coffee to meet Keith, which is... I don't know how you know Keith, actually.
Yeah, I met Keith Rex, is a friend of Mick and Starla. Met him last year at OrcaCon, and was glad that we were able to meet up and hang out together. It was a really fun time. So we met him at the Great North, and also I got a mocha and you got a chai.
Keith is also a listener of the show. So hi, Keith.
Yeah. Hi, Keith.
Keith is the one who recommended Grand Gesture to us. That was excellent recommendation. And since Keith is so sweet, he chauffeured us around and hung out with us for a little while longer. Went to Mock's boarding house, which I had heard of, never been. I don't think Arwen had been before either.
I had been to the one in Seattle. I don't think it's Seattle proper. I think it's like a suburb of Seattle. But I've been to that one, but never the one in Portland.
Did you buy anything at Mock's? You must have.
The snake game.
Oh, that's right.
Wriggle Roulette.
Yep. If you listen to the OrcaCon episode, we played Wriggle Roulette there, and then I saw it at Mock's and had Arwen buy it because it didn't weigh much. But at that point, it didn't matter because clearly the weight of the game is irrelevant.
Yeah, exactly.
We didn't sit down to play any games, but we did explore. It's a really cool space. I was not expecting it to be as fancy and legit as it was, but man. And since we were, going to game stores, Keith took us to Guardian Games, not too far from Mott's. It was a big, friendly store. They had nice bathrooms.
Yeah, really, really enjoyed their selection. I liked how they had everything organized. They had a little drop kind of section where they would take one thing off the shelf and just say we're going to drop this by $1 each day that it's here, and I think that that's kind of fun. Looked like they had a nice gaming space for folks with a lot of different games that you could pick up off the shelves. I don't think that they charged anything for it, which was nice.
Yeah, I think Keith said that they didn't charge for it. And I'm kicking myself now. I can't reach my backpack. I bought a TTRPG there because, I need more of those.
More bugs.
It had like tome in the title. God, I wish I remembered. If I think of it before we're done, I'll chime in with it. But I think I have a good audience that would want to play it. Basically, it's a heist, and you are a band of idiots stealing tomes from really smart wizards. But the fun little twist is everyone who's playing, including the GM, brings a book. Any kind of book. Could be like a pamphlet, an instruction manual, a novel. It could be Game Changer. It just has to have at least 6 clearly defined chapters or sections, and the first 6 chapters or sections are used to create spells. There's also, the books are used in character creation, so I could see that getting a little zesty if someone brings, a sewing book and someone else brings hockey smut.
Yeah, whatever.
But I'm looking forward to that. I'm going to try and get Jamie and Rachel to play that one with me. We'll see. Did you get anything at Guardian Games?
I picked up Circus Flocati.
I like that.
Which was a game that we played with Chris High back at Cardboard Fest last year, and enjoyed it. Haven't really seen it available anywhere, so decided to pick that one up.
Then we went to the Japanese Gardens, and this is where I did get a little miffed with Arwen because she didn't tell me what our plan was for the day. So I didn't have my camera with me. These Japanese gardens are so beautiful. They're also massive. I don't even think Arwen was aware, it's a place you go where you pay admission to walk around these gardens. But we had a great time. They have a little gift shop, a little mini cafe thing that had some really great snacks. We got it was like a persimmon jelly.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. It was like red bean. It was like a layer of red bean, layer of persimmon jelly. That was really good. Of course, got some mochi. I got some cookies because I was hangry at that point, which is probably why I was cranky about the camera thing. But we walked around. It was so beautiful, very peaceful, and it was a weekday during the day, so there weren't a lot of people around. So I could imagine a place like that would get crowded. Do you have anything about the Japanese gardens?
It's gorgeous and incredibly serene. I loved it there.
I would love to go back. It was pretty foggy. I guess you could normally see a mountain. Was it a mountain? A city? You see something off in the distance.
Yeah, you can see the mountains, basically.
So at that point, we had held Keith up long enough, and we parted ways. But we wanted to get donuts, and we weren't going to Voodoo Donuts.
No, Blue Star is superior for donuts, so I took Allie there.
The donuts. And it was later in the day, so they did not have their full selection of donuts, but the donuts we got were delicious, and I could only imagine that they would be even more spectacular fresh. My favorite was the passion fruit vanilla. You said your favorite was the lemon poppy seed.
Yep.
But damn, these were so good.
The difference I think between Blue Star and Voodoo is that Blue Star, I am consistently happy with the flavor of them. I think Voodoo Donuts are big, but they're kind of hit or miss, and I think that the flavor profile isn't necessarily as good.
Another place we went to was Portland Burger, which, it's good. Burger place. I don't really have much to say about it, but it's pretty good.
Yeah, solid burger.
But then our time in Portland had come to an end. We took the train back to Seattle, which was much more peaceful. I think I actually slept most of the way.
Yeah, you did.
So we definitely did not play games. But there was no one behind us, so I just reclined my seat back and took a nap.
It's great. Great experience.
Then we got a rental car Then we hopped on the ferry, which was a surprisingly simple experience.
Yeah, and I was a little bit nervous about driving on the ferry. I didn't know how well it was going to work. It worked incredibly well. It was a great... Oh, there's a bunch of dogs. I think there's a dog all the way out here, too. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. It was fun. There was a lot of seating space. There was like an entire ass snack bar serving clam chowder, which I would have much rather have gotten clam chowder on that boat and skipped the Ivar's experience as opposed to getting Ivar's.
Pretty sure they were serving Ivar's chowder first.
Yeah. So I just would have rather headed on the ferry.
Yeah, that's fair. Then we got off the ferry and we were headed towards Port Angeles, and then I promptly forgot that I had just talked about something I wanted to do. I wanted to see the troll. Wish I could remember the artist, but you know, these big recycled wood trolls that are all over the world. There's one in Washington, and we went to see it. It was pretty cool.
Bainbridge Island.
But yeah, pretty uneventful drive otherwise. Checked into our hotel. The hotel we checked into had a pride flag.
Yeah, I wasn't sure because, you know, you get outside of Seattle and you're wondering, like, how friendly are things going to be to the community. You know, I had always heard about, like, certain areas of Washington aren't necessarily great, but it was a fantastic hotel. I never felt, like, unsafe outside, and I thought it was an overall good experience. And the Red Lion, I think it was the Red Lion Hotel, was a solid experience.
And our room was right on the water, so we had a nice view. It was right by the wharf, which there's like a pier, a bunch of little shops in there. Everything closed really early in Port Angeles because it's the off season, you know. No need to keep all that stuff open. So we, you know, explored a little bit, but not much. I am a basic ass millennial, so I wanted to go do some Twilight stuff. And if you're familiar, they go to Port Angeles in the books and movies. So we went to Bella Italia and got the mushroom ravioli. We also got some other stuff there, but the mushroom ravioli was so good.
Yeah, that was excellent. Go get like 3 plates of that and maybe skip the rest. Also, the Italian sodas were pretty solid.
Oh yeah, I got like a cream soda. It was very good. Yeah, we explored the wharf after that, but like I said, stuff was closed. There was, you know, little shops, some restaurants. Apparently they have like a New Zealand ice cream place, which was closed for the season, but sounded really good.
Everybody in that town raved about it and said how good it was, so maybe if we're back in the area, we'll check that out next time.
Yeah. Then the following morning, we went to the cottage. I'm just going to keep sneaking heated rivalry.
We went to the cottage.
Chestnut Cottage is a restaurant in town. I went there for breakfast. It was really good. You know, solid, like, I don't know, diner food.
Yeah.
Expensive diner food, I guess.
Well, it's anything that's in, like, a port town or, you know, outside of the city and that. Like, things are inherently more expensive out this way. And I feel like it's the same thing here. You know, it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but the food was great. I really liked it.
Port Angeles was just a stop on our way to Forks, Washington. But before we left, we went to Eddie's Hook. I think that was how they pronounced it, E-D-I-Z. They said that if we wanted to see any sea life, that was probably our best shot. We went up there, and we did not see any sea life, but there was a colony of cats, and they were great. And I took pictures of the cats. Lots of birds, and, you know, just nice views, so that was nice and peaceful. And then we traveled the 101 to Forks, which was absolutely beautiful views.
Yeah, absolutely gorgeous. Going around Lake Crescent especially. Lovely drive. Wound up stopping a bunch to take pictures in different places, and just a really majestic part of the country. If you haven't been out this way, I would highly, highly, highly recommend it.
when we stopped, we did see some bald eagles and ravens, which we have bald eagles in Ohio. It's pretty rare to see one, except maybe off in the distance. And I don't think there's ravens in Ohio. Never seen one, but they are way bigger than I thought they would be. Holy cow.
Yeah, they were gigantic. I was floored with how crazy big that those birds were.
And then we got into Forks. We only had a couple things that we really wanted to do in Forks. The one being the Forever Twilight Museum, which was just a quick little museum tour from, they've, got a lot of movie props and, clothes, costumes from the movies, that kind of thing. But they also have Chuck Esme. If you are not familiar with the lore, spoilers on the Twilight movies, I guess.
Yeah.
Originally, there's a baby in the movies, and the baby was going to be played by this doll, animatronic doll, I guess. But the doll ended up being like 60 pounds, and this thing is horrifying looking. That's why they call it Chuck Esme. But they did get it donated to them, and it lives there, and it's actively melting. Lives under some plexiglass, so I really, really just wanted to see this creepy doll while it still existed. But the other stuff was cool too. Nice little look back. Went to a lot of like local little shops and stuff, and they, want to make money off the Twilight fans. They have, little gifts you could buy and stuff like that.
Yeah. It was a fun little town. I would not recommend planning an entire day. I would recommend incorporating some of the other things like we did into your trip, but it was fun to stop there for a few hours. And even as somebody who didn't really grow up with Twilight like Allie did, I've seen the movies, I've seen all of them now, and could still appreciate, what was in the museum and everything. It was cute.
And then we went to the Forks Visitor Center, which was really nice. They had the Welcome to Forks sign that you see in the movie, and they have Bella's truck. Well, trucks, one from the book, one from the movies. But the folks in the Visitor Center were really helpful because we wanted to go to the beach, La Push, which is where the beaches are located. They didn't actually film the beach scenes where they say they're in La Push. They were actually, I don't remember where they were, but they were not in Washington. So they gave us some helpful info and gave us some advice on where to eat. So we went to La Push, Rialto Beach, and watched the sunset, and that was really great.
We got to watch the sunset over the Pacific Ocean. It was gorgeous.
And it was really unique. It was like a little, it wasn't sand, it was rocks.
Yeah. Like
little black rocks.
Smooth. So smooth.
And I got to look at rocks, which is my type of autism. Yeah, it was also, we learned a little bit about, the Quiute folks out there. And if you're familiar with Twilight, and, it's pretty problematic. So you want to recognize those things, that the tribes were misrepresented in the books and did not receive any money from the books or movies. So you want to make sure that you are spending money on the reservation and things like that. But apparently the land masses out past the shore are sacred to the Quiute people, and they, ask that you be respectful and not go out there. And the fact that they, have to tell people that probably means that people are shitty.
People go out there.
So we did go out to the reservation. We went to River's Edge. It was a restaurant on the water. It was getting dark, but we did get to see the views a little bit. It was absolutely beautiful out the windows, but it gets dark very fast there. The food was delicious. Yeah,
I had a fantastic fish and chips, which I would definitely go back there for.
Then we checked into our bed and breakfast, because, bed and breakfast in Forks.
Well, they didn't. They had a couple of options, but...
This was in Forks. The address is Forks.
Yeah. I'm saying in Forks.
Oh, yes.
They had a couple of options, but not a huge amount.
Yes, as far as places to stay, a lot of them were. Oh, boy.
Sorry. Ooh.
I don't know what that was.
It's not good. Oh, it's my water bottle.
But yeah, so neither of us had really stayed at a bed and breakfast before, so we didn't know what to expect, but Oh my gosh, if all bed and breakfasts are like this, that's all I want to do now, but somehow I doubt it.
Yeah, great service, lovely breakfast in the morning. We got to sit and watch Twilight on Blu-ray, the last movie that I hadn't seen, and it was wonderful. I would gladly 1000% stay there again.
Everything was just really thoughtful. Like, it was the closest, like, we had felt like being at home.
Being home, yeah.
You know, just like the toiletries and all the amenities. We were also there by ourselves. I think the following day they had been fully booked, but the day we picked, we were the only ones there. So it was a pretty peaceful experience. They had some baked goods set out for us. We had breakfast the following morning, and she had given us some recommendations for the area, but now I want to go try all the bed and breakfasts and compare.
Yeah, absolutely.
The next day, our goal was to hike in the Hoh Rainforest, which is an Olympic National Park, and we did just that, and it was amazing. This is a red light. Arwen's just breaking the law. Oh, it's green now. What is happening?
We're turning around.
We're turning around.
And we're trying to get to Costco, which I didn't plug into the GPS, so.
Oh, we're going to Costco, guys.
Because we have time to kill until our flight. I'm not quite hungry enough yet to go to our other stop that I've been requested from my wife.
We're going to need another suitcase.
We're just walking around, it's fine.
I've never walked around to Costco and not purchased anything in my entire life. It says we still have to turn left.
Oh, okay. Well, we're going to go left.
Anyways, we hiked the Hoh Rainforest, and it was the most beautiful thing ever.
Yeah, it's incredible. I've been to Alaska, and I have to say, like, there's something, you can't take pictures, you can't describe it. There's no words that you can use to describe to somebody who hasn't been to places like this that really do it justice. And that's the way that I felt about the rainforest. It was just so incredible, and glad that we took the time to do it. It was a long drive to get there, into and out of the rainforest. It was about an hour, and that's basically like we were almost the closest that you could get to it, really. And yeah, it was magnificent. It really was.
Yeah, I really didn't have any words to describe it. It was amazing. I hope to go back one day. The trails were pretty easy. There was one really long one that we opted out of because we're not in that kind of shape, nor did we have that kind of time. But no, the trails were beautiful. The weather, the manager of the bed and breakfast told us that this was the nicest day they've had in a long time. They had gotten a lot of rain, so we had just happened to pick the perfect time to go. We just had our OrcaCon hoodies on. I had some mittens, and it was pretty comfortable weather-wise.
Yeah, it was gorgeous. I have lucked out in the Pacific Northwest when I visited on the weather front, and this was no exception.
Then when we left the rainforest, we were like, oh, we need food. We had no cell service, so we're just like, I guess we're driving, and we know that it's at least an hour to get out of this place, so we're driving. We have some granola bars and some chips. We passed the restaurant that was, it wasn't in the national park, but it was on that road that said, last place to eat. It was closed. We went to a little gift shop, thinking maybe they would have snacks. Not really.